Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be here again. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do not take this for granted. My name is Uche. I'm a wife and a mother and I live in Spain. And so today, guys, I want to discuss something I didn't know I was going to discuss because, well, growing up as a child, guys, I grew up knowing that couple needs to be in one room because my parents one room. I said one room, so that also include my friends, my cousins, everybody. Basically, everybody I knew growing up. I knew just a couple. The mentality I had was that when you get married, as in the couple has to have one room. Do you get? Yeah, the only person or the only people I remember now that had, separate room was our Eze at that time, our king, because he was married to two wives. That I can understand. He has two wives. Or in case of polygamy, obviously, if a man is married to two or three wives, there's no way all of them will be in the same room with him. So when it's time to take care of your husband, then you come in and take care of him. That I can understand. But when I came into this part of the world, I discovered that a woman having her own room where she sleeps is a norm. Like, in fact, there was a time me and a couple, not only me, few of us and a couple of women were arguing about it. Like, why would you have a separate room where you sleep? And I don't get it. And so the argument was that in the night, they don't have enough sleep. Is it that the husband is snoring or he's stretching, he doesn't know how to sleep well? Or maybe, you know how children come to complain. When they come to complain to their mother, that's the wife, the husband is complaining that he's not having enough sleep. So because of that argument, they decided to have their separate room. Another one said, when you want to have a time with God, and when you have the same room, that at some point you compromise. The one that cracked me up was when you have a separate room, that your husband will respect you more. I don't understand that one. A man that has seen you front, back, and center, it's now when you sleep in another room that he will respect you. I beg you people should help me and explain or translate this particular one that said if you have a separate room, your husband will respect you more. That one, I have thought about it. I can't pick anything, sense in it. So what I'm trying to say is I can understand when a woman says she doesn't have enough sleep in the night, or that the husband doesn't have a good sleeping position. In fact, the main thing is just that they don't have enough sleep at night. But for me, when I got into marriage, I had the mentality that marriage is an assignment, is a commitment. Do you understand? I know that the person I'm getting married to will have his own flaw, just like me, because I'm not perfect. Do you understand? So I feel maybe you have enough sleep, no doubt. You function well, no doubt. Maybe your husband will respect you well for that kind of person, but there are more to marriage that you'll be missing out. There's something about that matrimonial room or that one room. I think, this is my opinion, because of course we all are entitled to our own opinion, So I think there's something about that one room that, we miss out when what you think about is yourself. You have enough sleep. What about the bonding? That matrimonial room gives us that room, to bond. I'm giving you my own opinion because you see, life in general puts pressure on marriage. Yeah, it puts so much pressure on marriage because in this time and age, a woman, a career woman, she's looking for her own career. The man is fending for himself, as in pursuing his own career. You get me? Then that time of, you come together. The kids also have a way of, distracting you during the day. So I think that matrimonial room is where you bond. I think matrimonial room is the most intimate should be, the most intimate place in the house. Let me give you an example. Like the woman that said, if you want to have a time with God, you don't have time. You're not supposed to always constantly have a time with God all the time. So I don't think that should be enough reason for you to have a separate room. There was a time, I had the leading to do that kind of thing. I did that for 3 days. So I slept in another room. And my reasons were because my husband was working at the time. So in the night, I know I'll be waking up at interval. So I didn't want to disturb him. So I slept in another room. But during the day, I do come into our room. But after the 3 days, I came to my room. I felt really strange. I'm telling you from my personal experience. I felt really strange. And so I think that is what will happen. Like if you have your separate room, you maybe you will see it as a normal thing, but with time you get used to just living. If you don't have a matrimonial room, you're basically living. Both of you are now flatmates, Abi. Because if you don't have that time of intimacy, it's not even about they do. Do you understand? There are times, I don't know about any other person. There are times my husband and I would just lie on the bed discussing. Because during the day, the kids are all over the place. If they are not going to school, they are around, they are all over the place. If they are not asking you questions, they are complaining about one thing or the other, or you're going to work. Have you noticed that anytime the children go to bed, there's this kind of calmness in the environment? And that is the time you have. You spend time to relate. That is what I call intimacy. It's not even about all those ones. That is what I call intimacy. So for me, I feel there's something significant about matrimonial room and matrimonial bed that, some people overlook. If you have a separate room, the more gradually you're disconnected. Unknowing to you, you might be disconnecting with your husband. Imagine me now. Like I always say, I work afternoon, my husband works in the morning. We barely see during the day. Imagine if I have my own room and my husband will have his own room. You can imagine the kind of detachment that we'll have. Even if you're not working and your husband works, I think there is something, I've said it a couple of times, I know. But there is something I'm laying emphasis so that you understand my plea for that one room. I think it's very important, for couple to have one room. Do you have a separate room in your home? Or do you think it's the right thing to do? Do you think it enhances respect? Do you think it has any way, of bonding? Even you can still bond if you have a separate room. I'm not talking about offices, because you can, work obviously in your office and still retire in your room. Okay. So guys, this is what I came to share with you. Please let me know what you think. I'm not saying it's a sin, no. I'm not saying there's no place that is a sin, but anyway, it boils down to what works for someone. But I think that the right thing to do is to have that one room. It goes more than just the physical things that we see. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. And please don't forget to thumbs up this video, and I'll see you very, very soon in my next one.